Marker.
He's right behind you there.
Oh, shit. Shit.
Were you supposed to do that?
Sorry.
You broke the door, man.
I'm sorry. We gotta get it.
I think it's actually...
My bad.
I have a good blooper reel.
Is that a what?
I don't care about the show. I just want a good blooper reel.
Great. That's all I care about, really, at the end of the day.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new video for The Boys. They just dropped a whole bunch of deleted scenes, banned jokes, and outtakes from the first season, so we'll break it down. There's even some stuff that was so hardcore that they couldn't put it on this. Some crazy deleted scenes that I'll talk about during the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I'll be doing videos for all The Boys Season 2 episodes because they changed the way that they're going to release the Season 2 episodes. If you didn't see my trailer video the other day, it's coming out September 4th. They're going to drop the first 3 episodes on the first day that it's out. Then for all the rest of the episodes for the season, they're going to release them weekly. So it'll just make it a little bit easier for me to do videos for all the episodes. I love Homelander's quote during that though, just doing this for the blooper reel, just so that I can get a really badass blooper reel. No other reason to do this TV show. There's a whole bunch of Homelander trying to make it through his scenes, a whole bunch of The Boys and Butcher deleted scenes of him just trying to make it through those super long talks that he has in the big speeches where he goes on and on about the Seven, just cursing a storm up, dropping as many F-bombs as possible. I would say of all the characters on the show, the character who has the foulest mouth would be Butcher, but that's by design. He's written to be that way in the comics. There are a lot of characters that they have changed for the TV show, like they made Starlight a little bit different from her comic book self, and there are a couple really WTF Starlight scenes that didn't make it into the TV show final cut. Really good example is when she joins the Seven for the first time. She's this wide-eyed country girl. She's super optimistic, super religious, super goody two-shoes. But then the rug completely gets pulled out from under her when the Deep is like, you better pay me this sexual favor or else things are going to get really bad for you here really fast. It's meant to be this crazy moment that they try to turn back around on him later in the season, so he sort of gets his comeuppance. But in the comic book, it was way worse. In the comic book, she had to do that for every single male member of the Seven. They all just stood in a circle around her. So of course, Amazon was like, you cannot put this in the TV show. The other really not safe for work scene that Amazon absolutely made them cut was actually this Homelander scene from episode 2. The way the showrunner Eric Kripke talked about it is that he said because the show itself is so over the top, he was actually surprised that Amazon wouldn't let them do some things from the comic book. What originally happened was that during episode 2, Homelander gets yelled at by Stillwell for the things that he did at the end of episode 1, taking down that plane with the politician. In the deleted scene, after that, he goes to the Chrysler building, floating in mid-air, goes completely naked, and starts getting himself off, just screaming, I can do whatever I want, just letting his business fly all over the city like it's no big deal. Like nobody can touch him, he can do whatever he wants. And that was kind of a theme for his character during season 1, I can do whatever I want. Anthony Starr, the actor who plays Homelander, was talking about how this influences what happens during season 2. This is the clip of him talking about that.
He was trying to find his way in the world, and it was very externally focused, right? His Oedipal complex was fixed by the end of season 1. So season 2 is about dealing with the repercussions about that, but then it becomes a much more internalized journey of, you know, you've taken these big, strong actions into, you know, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and killing mummy figure, and trying to take control without, you know, with a sense of autonomy. And now you've got to deal with it. So it really is very challenging for him, which makes it a very interesting season.
So a lot of what's going on with Homelander during season 2 is just dealing with the repercussions in the next step, now that he has actually realized that he can literally do anything that he wants because he pulled off this big coup, getting supers in the military. But I can't imagine Amazon ever letting them release that Homelander scene, so I wouldn't plan on ever actually seeing it. But they did actually film the actor doing all those things. I love the clip here of the guy that got his junk flash frozen off when he slept with a superhero that had cold-based powers. That was one of the most WTF funny moments, like you feel bad for laughing, like it's kind of funny that that happened to him, but it's so messed up. For those of you asking about Hero-gasm too, talk about crazy deleted scenes, that would be the most epic of all deleted scenes. The showrunner did say that they would actually try and do a version of the Hero-gasm in a future season, but it sounds like it didn't make it into season 2, unless I'm mistaken. The show has been renewed for season 3, so maybe season 3 is some sort of version of a Hero-gasm from the comics. If you don't know what Hero-gasm is, it's exactly what it sounds like. Remember the idea that superheroes are all kind of terrible people, some of them try to do good things occasionally. So the Hero-gasm is an annual convention that they all hold internally with the superhero community, and it's basically like the worst version of spring break that you could possibly imagine. Imagine what spring break would be like with no consequences, with a bunch of superpowered people just doing whatever they felt like. I suppose there's a toned-down version of that you could do, but if you want to get the full dose of it, like the full WTF version, just read the comic book, because the comic book is way, way worse in terms of graphic nature than what you see on the TV show. There were some other deleted scenes that they dropped during the season and some fake promos, like there was a scene of the Deep filming a fake advertisement for some charity work, but it's mostly him just being a douchebag. It's not quite as crazy as some of the stuff during this blooper reel and deleted scenes.
いただきます。頑張ってね。お、あなたの犠牲をありがとうございます。
But let me know in the comments, what are some moments from the comic book that you hope that they do during The Boys Season 2 or Season 3? And if it wasn't clear, yes, they have been renewed for Season 3. I don't know when they're going to start filming that, but the Marvel people and the DC people are mostly starting to film stuff by the end of July. Speaking of Anthony Starr and Homelander, I know a lot of people want him to play Reverse Flash in the upcoming Flashpoint movie for DC. The only thing getting in the way of something like that would be scheduling conflicts with The Boys filming episodes, so he has a long-term contract with Amazon for The Boys. They'll be doing multiple more seasons. Hopefully they'll make it to 5 or 6 seasons. He would make an amazing version of Reverse Flash in the DC universe, just a complete psychopath. But the one thing that could prevent that from happening would be scheduling conflicts with The Boys Season 3 episodes, because they're supposed to start filming the Flash movie sometime early next year. So don't be too bummed out if he doesn't wind up being the movie version of Reverse Flash. I'm sure whoever they wind up getting for that role will be suitably crazy, as you would expect them to be. While you wait for everything, click here for the opening scene from The Boys Season 2 Episode 1, and click here for that full Season 2 trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.